Hello, you beautiful legends, and welcome to Blunt Force Healing Podcast. This is episode 499. Tomorrow, 500 days passes as this project started. So, a bit of reflection on what I learned so far and if it impacted me in any way. There are goods and bads, or pros and cons, as you would say, to the project itself. But let's start for those of you that don't know me. Blunt Force Healing was kind of created out of whack as a means to make me accountable and start doing something on a daily basis. Because I wanted to challenge my procrastination and my ability to last long enough to call something a habit or a routine. And obviously, we all have some routines and habits that we've created consciously or unconsciously. Many of them very often are not super benefiting to us, and we kind of happen to have them because they were created unconsciously. And I wanted something that will benefit me in some way, not only to prove that I can do it, but also to have that one strong foundational pillar of a habit to keep me going. And this is it. Tomorrow will be 500 days, which is a lot, to be honest, because I mentioned that in a couple of episodes before or blog posts along the way that I was never able to sustain any challenge or habit or routine for longer than 30 to 60 days. It's easy to go with a challenge because you know it will end. But when you create a habit or routine, there's no end to it unless you say so. So you need to get to liking it in some way or agreeing with yourself that you will be doing that every day. And this happened to this project. So basically, I wanted to improve my writing skills. So this is the blog side of this project. And then I wanted to get more confident in front of camera, albeit it's not that I wasn't, more of the fact that I was cringe and still probably are sometimes, but I feel better and better in front of camera and filming myself. Of course, there's a lot to learn, and it's just the beginning of the journey, but having 500 recordings in a row and 500 blog posts in a row as well is very satisfying. Here is a person that is responsible for that thing on the wall, Croissant Gamer, my lovely son, friend, and supporter in many cases. He turned 12 yesterday, so happy birthday.
Thank you.
To that lovely being. We need to get back to some activities to get him on track to strengthen his physical well-being, because it's not that he's sick, but I think he spent too much on playing consoles and watching stuff on YouTube or any other kind of platforms, but kind of stopped playing football, maybe a little bit at school, but not too much. So tomorrow might be the training First training for a long time, yeah. So we'll see how it goes. Back to the episode and explainer. I definitely learned a lot in terms of optimization of the daily writing and podcasting. Initially, it was very clunky, and sometimes I happened to fall into the moments where I couldn't sort something out or it didn't work as I wanted, and I got stressed. And because I set myself to complete every write-up and recording before midnight, well, actually publishing it before midnight, it was always extra stressful because of that. But along the way, obviously, it became easier. Like with everything, if you practice it, you find the ways to enhance it and maybe cut the fat, basically just making it easier and more streamlined. And I probably will be sharing from now on in maybe weekly format or maybe fortnightly to
Fortnite?
yeah, how I started and where I improved, because it might be useful for those of you that are listening or reading and would like to maybe start blogging and podcasting, or one or the other. Today, it will be very quick update. Nothing really fancy happened. It was just a regular Tuesday. Myself just focused on work. Julian was at school, enjoying his lovely day at school after yesterday's quiz. And obviously my wife had her own schedule, or schedule, we should say. The only thing that was actually worth mentioning today was when we dropped Julian at school, we went straight to the beach, and it wasn't as beautiful or as lovely as it was yesterday, because yesterday ocean was just magical. It was so quiet, not a single wind blow or anything like that. It was just really eerie and quiet, but also sunny and amazing, albeit very cold. Today it was, I think, colder, and the wind was blowing from the ocean side, so when we walked with my wife one way, it was nice and pleasant, but when we were coming back, we were against the wind, so it was less pleasant, I would say. But it was second day in a row that I chose to go barefoot, and it was a torture for the first 5 to 10 minutes. But once the body adjusted for the cold of the sand and the water or wet sand underneath my feet, it was a lovely walk. We are now heading to sleep. Julian is preparing for bed, and I will be writing short blog post. So tomorrow I hope to get a special episode with this fella.
Special.
Yeah, it will be special. I hope to test or experiment with
special features.
With special features, yeah. Not special effects, but try to put different angle, and it will be probably the first episode that I will be editing. So far that was almost 500 days without editing. All the episodes were recorded from the hip, as you would say. This time we are changing slightly. So thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you have a great rest of the day or afternoon or evening, wherever you are. Stay tuned and see you tomorrow.